You know, it's funny. It's really funny. It's really funny how desperate these WWE shills are in the wrestling community to just defend the WWE and justify the garbage that they gave us tonight on Monday Night Raw, to come out and say that tonight was a great show or a good show. Folks, I don't know what you were watching, but I was watching Monday Night Raw on May 11th, 2020. Now, you could have been watching Monday Night Raw from 1999 or 2000 with the Attitude Era. You could have been watching that Monday Night Raw. But I watched an episode of Monday Night Raw tonight that saw the Alliance, Zelina Vega's Alliance, get absolutely buried. And I'll talk about it in this review. I saw a moment of bliss with the return of the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, and we were tortured with a tag team match between the Iconics versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And we were tortured with a basketball game between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, which all I heard around the world was clicks of the remote control changing, because nobody tunes into Monday Night Raw to see this garbage. It's ridiculous. This show, outside of Becky Lynch and Asuka in the beginning, Seth Rollins' heel character, and Shayna Baszler, outside of that, this show sucked. Am I surprised? No. This is the main roster, and this is Monday Night Raw we're talking about. Oh! And we got the Wild Card Rule 2.0. Yes. A brand invitation or something like that. Some cheesy thing. We'll talk about it. I might do a rant about it. I'm not sure. But that was Monday Night Raw tonight. Freaking shitty show. We'll talk about it. But before I talk about Monday Night Raw, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who came out and saw the Money in the Bank predictions video with myself and Eddie Mullins. That got 71 views. And I want to thank everybody who came out for the Money in the Bank review last night. 58 views on that as well, and 11 likes. I said I wanted between 50 to 70 views and over 10 likes, and we succeeded that. So thank you all who came out for last night's Money in the Bank review. It turned out, Money in the Bank coverage here on the Big Five Field channel turned out to be a major success. So I want to thank you. I want to thank each and every one of you who tuned in to the Money in the Bank videos right here on the Big Five Field channel. Let's get started. Becky Lynch was the first thing on Raw. She came out with the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. She said, I haven't been here for the past couple weeks. I'm not injured. I'm not taking a hiatus. Well, when she said that. And then Asuka came out. And Becky Lynch was like, You don't know what you were fighting for last night. You weren't fighting for the Money in the Bank contract. You were fighting for the Raw Women's Championship. So Becky Lynch opens up the contract. Inside, the briefcase inside is the Raw Women's Championship. And Becky Lynch presents Asuka the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka celebrating with her gimmick, dancing around, holding the championship. And then she says, this was a great line. You go be a warrior and defend that championship while I go be a mother. So Asuka was shocked when she saw this. She was emotional, and she gave Becky Lynch a hug. And then Becky Lynch on the stage said in the camera, I will miss you guys. I will miss you guys. This was probably the best thing on the show. This was a great segment. Becky Lynch is pregnant. Seems she'll be going away for a few months. I read a report tonight that her and Seth Rollins are expecting a child in December. So, first and foremost, congratulations to Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. I'm sure they will make great parents. And the way Becky Lynch put over Asuka and presenting her the Raw Women's Championship and telling her to go fight like a warrior, and the way Asuka reacted to Becky, this made the segment. This was an emotional segment, and this was a good way to start Monday Night Raw. Best of luck to Becky Lynch in the near future. Hopefully everything goes well with her pregnancy, and I can't wait for her to have a child. I'm sure she will be a great mother. As Asuka is the Raw Women's Champion now, I'd have to say she's been killing it. I might not like her gimmick with the dancing around and this and that, whatever, but she's done really good in these empty arenas, and Vince McMahon is in favor of Asuka right now, and it shows. It shows because she is the Raw Women's Champion. So we'll see where this goes with Asuka and the Raw Women's Championship. First match of the night was Bobby Lashley and Humberto Carrillo in a no disqualification match, which there was only a chair used in this no disqualification match. Nothing much I gotta say about this. This was an unimportant match. Bobby Lashley speared Humberto Carrillo, and Bobby Lashley beats Humberto Carrillo in a no disqualification match. If this is only... This has to be leading to a match with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, you'd think, right? You would think this would lead to a match with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Waste of a time. Waste of a time. Then we see Zelina Vega's stable. Oh, God. We see Zelina Vega's stable arguing backstage. Garza, Theory, with Andrade trying to break it up, and Zelina Vega trying to break it up. And then we get back for a commercial, and Akira Tozawa and Angel Garza are already wrestling. And Angel Garza beats Akira Tozawa in 3 minutes, and Angel Garza looks directly at Austin Theory. There's tension between Garza and Theory. Out comes Drew McIntyre. He said, looks like you guys have in a temper tantrum or something like that. And then Austin Theory runs at him, and he gives Austin Theory a Claymore. And then Angel Garza is laughing, and McIntyre gives Garza a Claymore. This segment was terrible. This was absolutely downright miserable. Angel Garza beat Akira Tozawa. Who cares? Who cares? In my mind, Akira Tozawa is a loser. He is a bona fide loser. So Akira Tozawa loses to Angel Garza. And Theory looks like an idiot, running at McIntyre, taking a Claymore. Then Garza looks like a bigger idiot, running at McIntyre, and McIntyre giving Garza the Claymore. They looked like complete, blithering idiots in this segment. This was not good whatsoever. Then we get a match between Andrade and Drew McIntyre, and this was a solid match. Drew McIntyre putting on solid matches on back-to-back nights. Seth Rollins with the WWE Championship, and Drew and Andrade here on Raw. He beats Andrade with a Claymore, and that's that. For what it was, the match was solid overall. Nothing too bad. It's Drew McIntyre and Andrade. They were given time in this match, and they put on a pretty good match for what I saw. Drew McIntyre gets on the microphone, and he says that he didn't come out here for a match, but it just so happens that he got in the match, so you have to be prepared any time, any place. He came out to say that Seth Rollins freaking brought it at Money in the Bank, but Drew was the tougher and the better man and retained the WWE Championship. And most importantly, he came out to say that there is a brand new brand invitation, and we'll get to that. A brand invitation, they're calling it, where SmackDown superstars can invade Raw, and Raw superstars can invade SmackDown. So he says he heard a challenge already from a SmackDown superstar that he's very familiar with. And I knew exactly who it was when he said, I'm very familiar with. And he requested me. He requested to have a match with me when he came over to Monday Night Raw. And I stood up and I took the challenge. So next week on Raw, it's going to be the WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin. Are you serious? Baron Corbin? Really? Let's talk about the Wildcard Rule 2.0, the brand invitation. This is exactly like the Wildcard Rule from last year. Terrible. This last year was a complete failure. They thought that combining the rosters together was going to generate ratings, just like it did last year. They had the same problem last year as they do now. No one gives a shit about this time period in WWE. So they feel like if they combine the brands, the ratings will rise. Yet we had to see guys like Shane McMahon twice a week, Roman Reigns twice a week, Elias twice a week, Dolph Ziggler twice a week, The New Day twice a week, Charlotte Flair twice a week. You know, you guys get the deal. This sucks. It sucked last year, and it sucks now. I don't care what the circumstances are. It sucks now. And we're getting an early taste of it. Because Baron Corbin is a SmackDown superstar who's got a match on Monday Night Raw. I don't want to see Baron Corbin on SmackDown. I already don't want to see him on SmackDown, the brand he's associated with. Now I gotta see Baron Corbin on both SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. Please, hang me. Same thing goes with the next segment we'll talk about. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are the Women's Tag Team Championships. I don't give a shit about the Women's Tag Team Championships. They're associated to SmackDown. Now I gotta see both of them on SmackDown and Raw. And then finally, they announced the robotic queen, Charlotte Flair, the NXT Women's Champion, the woman who is devaluing the NXT Women's Championship. Yes, Charlotte Flair will be on SmackDown this coming week. So, possibly with Charlotte, not only do we get to see her on NXT, not only do we get to see her on Monday Night Raw, but we get to see her on SmackDown. Oh my god. I can't with this freaking wildcard rule 2.0. I can't. It literally, it literally makes me want to quit after this. It really does. It makes me want to quit on the product. It sucked last year. It sucks now. So then after this, we see a moment of bliss with Nikki Cross and Alexa. I feel so unmotivated right now. And I'm going to feel so unmotivated after this. We saw the Iconics. The returning Iconics back on television. If things couldn't have gotten worse. Once the Iconics came out, I was like, this show is a complete dumpster fire at this point of the show. We just seen the wild card rule come back. Now we gotta see the Iconics. And not only do we see the Iconics, but we get tortured with a tag team match between the Iconics versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And if WWE thinks that I'm going to sit myself through a tag team match that involves three of the worst women's wrestlers in the company, they are fooling themselves. Because I went to go make dessert during the match. Now, I saw the ending. The Iconics beat the tag team champions. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Next week, on Monday Night Raw, we got to see the same match again with the Iconics versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the women's tag team titles. You know, someone stole the AEW World Championship back in September from Chris Jericho, and he got it back. If someone stole the women's tag team titles and lit them on fire, I would not have a problem with it. That's how pathetic these tag team titles are. That's how pathetic the tag team titles are. That if some random stranger stole the titles, ran away with them, and lit them on fire, I would not have a problem with it. But we got to sit through the same match next week. And I didn't watch the match this week. You think I'm going to watch the match next week? No. MVP, Shane Thorne, and Brendan Vink versus Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, and R-Truth, who's got this new two-person persona. He's R-Truth, and then he's little Ricky or something like that, where he's got teeth hanging out and eyes in the center. It's actually pretty funny. R-Truth can make anything funny. R-Truth is comedy gold. He is a legend. He's gonna be a WWE Hall of Famer whatsoever. He's gonna be a WWE Hall of Famer 100%. My bad pronunciation. But did this match mean anything? No. Who cares? R-Truth pinned MVP, and I didn't even watch the match. We then saw a backstage promo with Jinder Mahal. And Charlie was like, welcome back to Monday Night Raw. And Jinder was like, thank you. It's an honor to be on Monday Night Raw. It's an honor to not watch Monday Night Raw, but I have a YouTube channel, and I come on here and try to give you guys some great content. So I have to watch Monday Night Raw so I could do these reviews here on the Big Fight Feel channel. Because that's what I do. But it'd be an honor to watch Monday Night Raw. It would be an honor to not watch Monday Night Raw if I didn't have this channel. So Jinder Mahal says that, and he says he's happy for his friend Drew McIntyre, but he's been through some struggles. He learned his mistakes. He knows his strengths and weaknesses. And he's going to climb back to the top, and he will be looked at as a hero. I laughed. That was hilarious. Jinder Mahal, a hero? Really? Oh, man. That cracks me up. That really cracks me up, man. Jinder Mahal's gonna be a hero for all of us. Oh. Jesus, man. Oh. Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler gets interviewed next. They want to give Shayna Baszler her thoughts on Becky Lynch. And I wrote these two notes down. And this promo was fantastic. She said, how stupid do you have to be to get knocked up while you're champion? And then they were like, she was like, that kid's gonna suck. You know who the father is? I rest my case. That was awesome. That was a great promo from Shayna Baszler. And I will have babies in the community crying about this. If you were in the community and you were crying about this promo from Shayna Baszler, toughen up a little bit. Toughen up. This was great promo from Shayna Baszler. And why, this proves why Shayna Baszler is a good heel. We then go from that into Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black versus Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Now, I really like this part. The match really didn't mean anything, but Seth Rollins was just... He looked like he had a bad hair day. He just woke up. He looks drunk. And he stands on the ring apron for the entire match. So, it's basically Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy with Rollins on the ring apron. And Rey Mysterio gets to the corner of Rollins. Rey Mysterio hits Seth Rollins. Rey Mysterio goes for the 619 onto Buddy Murphy. Seth Rollins catches Mysterio and throws him to the ground. And that causes a DQ. Now, I didn't get that part, but the rest was perfect. So Seth Rollins is taking his anger out on Rey Mysterio very aggressively. He throws Aleister Black into the barricade. He then kind of takes off Rey Mysterio's mask, and he's trying to blind Rey Mysterio by digging his eye into the corner of the steel steps. This looked absolutely brutal. Brutal. And then we go backstage. Rey Mysterio's eyes bleeding. Aleister Black's there to check on him. Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy come to check if Rey Mysterio's okay. Rey goes back to the doctor's room. Seth Rollins follows, and Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy get at it. This was great. I love this. Outside the Becky Lynch Asuka segment to start the show, this was by far the best thing of the show, no question whatsoever. Seth Rollins has been killing it as with his heel persona, the Messiah gimmick in the empty arena shows. I figure this will be a way to right Rey Mysterio off television, and Seth Rollins now enters a feud with Aleister Black. And if given the time, Aleister Black and Seth Rollins can put on some classics, man. They could put on some classics. This is not a classic. We got the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders in a basketball game. And I literally wanted to roll the eyes in the back of my head. I was disgusted about this. This proves to you that this show is a joke. And these are the two only legitimate tag teams in the tag team division that Raw has, and they're playing basketball. What does that tell you about what WWE Creative thinks about the Monday Night Raw tag team division? This is completely embarrassing beyond belief. We got the Street Profits beating the Viking Raiders in basketball 74-2 or some shit like that. And then Eric says, anything you can do, we can do better. So, Eric gives Ivar the basketball, and this was totally edited. Ivar made like 10 shots in a row, and oh my god, this just gave me... I felt like I was going to have a disease watching this. I felt like I was literally going to pass out and have a stroke. This was embarrassing. This was one of the dumbest segments of 2020. This might be one of the dumbest segments at the end of the year. This might be one of the dumbest segments of 2020. Yet, we have shills like Montez Ford going on social media, blocking my boy Wesley Williams. Shout out to him. I think he's watching. Shout out to Wesley. Montez Ford blocked my boy Wesley just because he tweeted that the Street Profits are uncool and this is garbage for the tag team division. Clearly, Montez Ford is a coward, and Montez Ford can't take criticism. That's what it shows me. This was embarrassing. They wonder why. The Monday Night Raw ratings is at a 1.6. I pray to God, I pray to Jesus that the ratings drop this week. I'm not going to talk about Shayna Baszler and Natalya. Shayna Baszler won in about 4 minutes. I want to save time. And I just realized something before we talk about the Edge Randy Orton segment. This show was still atrocious tonight. But one positive about the show, no Nia Jax. That's automatically a positive on Monday Night Raw. No Nia Jax, the better the show. But this show still sucked tonight. Let's close this review out, man. Edge and Randy Orton. Randy Orton said, I wanted to come out here to congratulate you that you were the better man. And then Randy Orton smirked, came back in, cut a great promo saying, you were the better man at WrestleMania, but the better wrestler didn't win. And in my opinion, you have not wrestled a wrestling match since you returned. Your eyes look stressed or depressed or something like that. I don't remember the words, but at the time Randy Orton cut a great promo on Edge and him getting a singles match. And he said if you got the grit and if you got the guts, it'll be Edge and Randy Orton in a singles match at Backlash. And Charlie Caruso says, well, if this match happens, this might be the greatest wrestling match of all time. Shilling herself to Edge and Randy Orton. This was a good segment to end the show, but I mean, my goodness. I love Edge and I love Randy Orton. Okay? I love Edge, I love Orton, but these guys do not need to be fighting again. The show was over. The feud was over at WrestleMania in the last man standing match. You mean to tell me that Edge and Randy Orton need to face each other again to get redemption? I'm going to take that back. Because I actually thought the match was fun. The last man standing match. I actually thought that last man standing match was fun at WrestleMania. But, my God. I saw this already. The feud is over. Why are they fighting at this point? I don't get it. That's it. That's all I got for this Monday Night Raw review. Again, this show sucked. And if you thought that this was a good show tonight, myself and Bray Wyatt will be laughing at you. Oh, man. The shills are out tonight in the wrestling community, man. The shills are out. Oh, my God. I hope the ratings drop below 1.4 in the ratings tomorrow when Brian Alvarez tweets it out. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you haven't already, subscribe right here on the Big Fight Field channel. Now I got myself all smiled up. Comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw. If you thought tonight's Raw sucked, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Like this video with a super kick. Like I said, if you thought this Raw sucked, leave a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. Follow me on Instagram at Conlon_Joseph. Follow Eddie on Twitter at EddieMullins515. And I gotta get to bed. Schoolwork tomorrow. I'll be back right here on the Big Fight Field channel tomorrow night. Dark Side of the Ring, Road Warriors. Should be fun. Have a good night and stay safe.